The aims and objectives of this presentation are to explore and identify the requirements needed to design a sports facility, highlight the technical, legal and logistical requirements that need to be considered to ensure the facility is safe and economically friendly, to evaluate the current equipment specifications for a particular facility and give recommendations, and to expand on the current best practices for managing the swimming pool safely and how they should be managed. When initially designing facilities, there are a number of factors which must be considered for the facility to comply with laws and legislation, but also to ensure that plans are realistic and safe for customers, public or members to use. These factors include land or space available to the organisation, competition within reasonable distance, the demand for the facility or service within that area, safe and manageable access into the facility, safe escape routes and evacuation points in the case of emergencies, legislation such as planning permission from local councils and Disability Discrimination Act 1995. Swimming pools are designed in different ways in order to meet their purpose. The different types of swimming pools can include leisure pools, competition pools, Olympic swimming pools and diving pools. Characteristics for a leisure pool may not be a particular shape, they'll have shallow depth gradients and generally warmer temperatures with 31-34 degrees. Competition pools will generally be 25 metres or 50 metres in length. There'll be a deck level pool with colder temperatures, 28 to 30 degrees, diving block capacity and 5 to 8 lanes. Olympic swimming pools will be a 50 metre pool with colder temperatures, 28 to 30 degrees, deck level, 10 lanes required minimum with a depth of 2 metres, also with diving blocks and a spectator or seating gallery. Diving pools will have a depth of 3 to 6 metres depending on the height of the diving boards, a rectangular shaped pool and spectator or seating galleries. Installations for health suites must be thoroughly planned and layouts designed prior to ordering any equipment. The installation should be carried out by an external contractor or suitably qualified individual or organisation. Elements such as electrical supplies and electrical sources must be in place and planned out dependent on what machinery or equipment is planned to be installed. Jacuzzis and hydrotherapy pools must be backwashed daily in line with best practice from Pool Water Treatment Advisory Group or PUTAG. Due to the amount of bacteria that can be found in this type of environment, this is good practice. And as good practice, sauna and steam rooms should be cleaned on a daily basis for good hygiene purposes. Maintenance should always be carried out on a daily, weekly, monthly and annual basis. Generally, the daily, weekly and monthly maintenance are carried out by site staff, whereas the annual maintenance should be carried out by a manufacturer or associated organisation, which may involve the dismantling or replacing of parts. The layout and dimensions are essential when planning a fitness suite. As mentioned in the previous slide, careful thought and consideration must be put into designing a layout based upon the type of equipment being used and the type of clientele it intends to target. The equipment must be disabled user friendly in order to comply with UK legislation. Likewise, with gaming access into the facility, they must comply with law. Fines can result from poor planning and further costs by having to amend issues to make them compatible. Again, similar to the previous slide, daily and weekly maintenance should be carried out by site staff. Annual maintenance and service should be carried out by an external contractor. It's essential that the checks are completed to ensure the safety of equipment and the individuals using that equipment. With increasing pressure on facilities to promote a good environmental approach to energy saving, a lot more thought than ever is being put into the design of the facility in these aspects. There are several benefits to promoting energy saving, which include saving on money and expenditure, which can have a significant effect on the centre's bottom line. It can improve the reputation of the facility through environmental awareness, policies and procedures. It helps to conform as part of best practice from accreditations from recognised awarding bodies. And it will improve the lifespan of equipment. Some machinery can be turned off or turned down during certain times and therefore last longer. Methods used to conserve energy can include motion sensor lighting, so energy is only used when people are in that area. Air conditioning units to be put on timers, so they're only in use when needed. And out of hours running on boilers and building management systems. Energy saving methods such as these are essential for a facility such as Life Leisure Grand Central Pools, which have facilities such as an 8-lane 50-metre pool, spectator area, Oasis swimming pool and fitness suite. The running of a facility such as this can be very costly to run on a daily basis, with costs of upwards of £1,000 per day. So therefore, it is essential that they adopt such practices to save on expenditure. Space and adaptability is a crucial factor which must be considered when designing a facility. Swimming pools are often fitted with equipment which allows them to host a variety of different water-based sports or activities, such as swimming lessons, disabled swims and water polo, in order to maximise usage and income. Schwartz, Hall and Shibley imply that legislation such as disability access needs to be considered as part of the Disability Discrimination Act in any form of sports facilities management. Equipment that is used, such as pool hoists, are essential in order to get individuals in and out of water carefully and safely. However, the centre should have capability to move it so it doesn't cause further hazard to other pool users. The plant room of a swimming pool should be one of the priorities of a duty manager, as this area controls the chemical dosing and safe water levels, which in turn, if not managed correctly, can cause unsafe water to swim in. Sickness, illness and rashes can result as an effect of bad water treatment. Slack, Chambers and Johnson identify that health and safety should be the forefront of day-to-day running of any facility. Operations such as these should take priority over any other aspect of the business, as the consequences can be severe. Likewise, Stranks highlights that employees have a duty of care towards employees and members of the public to ensure their safety and well-being is upheld so far as reasonably practicable. Both sources agree that health and safety should take priority on daily running of any operational facility. In recent years, the surfaces that indoor football has been played on has evolved. Facilities now have 3 or 4G artificial grass, which is a substitute for grass, which has similar characteristics. Likewise with conventional sports halls, hard floors, they can host a variety of different activities on them. Artificial grass is generally cheaper in terms of purchasing, maintaining and repairing, which is why it's becoming more popular than leisure centres. It can be argued that there's been an increase in injuries on artificial grass surfaces in comparison to high ground sports hall surfaces, which has caused some debate as to the safety of them. Life Leisure Grand Central Pools was built in 1992. Facilities that can be found within the centre include an 8-lane 50-metre swimming pool with movable bulkhead, so it can be pushed to 2 25-metre 8-lane pools. One end fitted with an adjustable floor, 2 metres down to deck level, with a lift from the main entrance down to the change room area, fitted with a disabled and unisex changing area. There's a spectator and seating area for viewing of swimming lessons, public swimming and competitions. All of these facilities have been built in to the centre upon its construction, allowing the facility to cater for a variety of activities with the specifications of building, and it can be adapted as to suit necessary. A short list of items that can be found within Life Leisure Grand Central include permanent fixtures such as lifts, disabled changing rooms, and removable fixtures such as pool hoists, diving blocks and lane ropes. A lot of the removable equipment found in the facility has been regularly maintained and improved. However, the same cannot be said for the permanent fixtures. Investment needs to be put into both the lift and the disabled changing facilities, as they're very dated and regularly break down, which can cause much disruption and affect access to certain parts of the facility. Pool water is tested at regular intervals throughout a daily running of the swimming pool. The main types of tests that need to be completed are chlorine-free, which tests the amount of chlorine available in the water in order to disinfect; chlorine combined, which tests for the amount of free chlorine that has been used up to disinfect; and pH, which tests for how acidic or alkali the pool water is. The individual responsible for managing the plant room can make alterations to some conditions of the water to suit the type of activity taking place. For example, they can increase the temperature for disability swimming sessions or make the pool colder for swimming competitions. They could also increase the chlorine levels within parameters in order to anticipate busy periods within the pool. As mentioned previously, the health and safety of bathers must be seen as a priority as part of day-to-day running of any facility. Due to the complexity of plant rooms, the amount of issues that can arise can be vast. It is therefore a requirement of individuals to undertake their National Pool Plant Operator qualification so they can take remedial actions to issues that occur. For issues such as low chlorine, too high or too low pH, lack of water clarity, the pool must be closed for the safety of the bathers and all bathers removed from the water. Issues such as these cannot be rectified without adding chemicals in which will cause harm to bathers. The image shown displays air being pumped into the pool, which causes poor water clarity, which will require staff to evacuate the pool as it is unsafe for bathers. Another example of remedial action is hand dosing of chlorine. This can be done through the method of adding chlorine tablets into a strainer basket in the event of a failure of a chlorine pump, but will have to be monitored closely to assess the chlorine levels. Pool Water Treatment Advisory Group have set a set of guidelines that should be used as best practice when managing water conditions. Normal operating procedures should be in place that follow best practice from organisations such as PUTAG. Best practices in relation to water sample readings should include testing of water on a 2 to 3 hourly basis of the following tests: chlorine-free with ideal readings of 1.5 to 2.0, chlorine combined with ideal levels of half that of chlorine-free reading, and pH with ideal levels between 7.2 and 7.6. Though the regular testing of water samples and readings kept between those recommended, the water quality will be at optimum levels and the safest possible for bathers. To conclude, with the evolution and increased awareness of eco-friendly operation, the design of facilities have been adapted to improve the efficiency of energy usage to improve their carbon footprint. Although it may be difficult to achieve certain levels of efficiency due to aging facilities and equipment, they have a responsibility to promote energy saving in all aspects of the centre. Current legislation in regards to disability discrimination needs to be considered at the design stage. They must comply with these laws and allow equal opportunities for all users, the right to access facilities and equipment, or face consequences if they fail to do so. Also, the consequences of failing to run a safe facility can be severe for any operator. It is therefore imperative that health and safety should be at the forefront and the main focus of daily operation of any sport and recreation facility. If a safe environment cannot be controlled, the immediate responsibility action must be taken to ensure that people's safety is not put in danger in any way.